Well, happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to the Fowler College of Business's presentation today. I wanted to just briefly introduce myself as everyone's joining. So my name is Hema DeLeon. I am the Director of Marketing and Communications for the Fowler College of Business. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I'm just going to help facilitate the presentation for our college. I'm also an SDSU alumni. So this is super exciting for me to just welcome you all and share more about our college. Quickly before we get started, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our social channels. So if you aren't already following us at SDSU Fowler on all social channels, Instagram, Twitter, we just started a TikTok. So please join us and follow. You'll get behind the scenes look at what it's like to be a student, get to look at what the events that we have going on. It's just like a really cool perspective. So please follow us at SDSU Fowler. We'll be so excited to have some new followers. And it looks like we have a good group already. So will get things going and officially welcome everybody. And then shoot it over to Dean Belch, who will start us out here. So go ahead, Dean Belch.
Well, welcome everyone. It's wonderful to have you here this morning. We're really excited that you're interested in learning more about the Fowler College of Business. I wanted to start out by mentioning I've been in the Fowler College as a faculty member and as a dean and associate dean for 41 years. So I've been here a long time, and I think I know a lot about the college, and I can tell you that it's just a wonderful place to work, and it's a wonderful place to be a student. Wanted to give you a little more insight, next slide please, about the Fowler College of Business. You know, we are a accredited business school. We have AACSB accreditation, which is critical in today's world because this is the governing body, if you will, of all business schools. And every 5 years, we get reviewed very stringently to make sure that all our programs are up to date, that our faculty are current, that we're doing all the things that we need to do to provide an outstanding business education to our students. We have had a CSB accreditation since 1959. We were one of the first schools to get our School of Accountancy accredited in 1982 because accountancy has separate accreditation. We are this year in what we call a look back year because we're going to be reviewed again next January. And so they keep us on our toes, if you will. But AACSB accreditation is critical because this really means that you're graduating from a top business school. And while I'm mentioning that, let me tell you, San Diego State, our Fowler College of Business, a lot of you are familiar with the U.S. News and World Report rankings. We're very proud of the fact that we are a top 50 public business school. I think we came number 47 in the 2022 U.S. News and World Report rankings for public universities and number 74 nationally overall. And that's quite an accomplishment. We have several programs such as International Business, which is number 5 nationally and number 8 among public universities. So we are, again, specific programs that are ranked highly. We've had our entrepreneurship program in the top 10 in rankings numerous times. So again, when you come here, you are going to be getting a quality business education. You can see, that we are very involved with the community. 5 years ago, we received a $25 million naming gift from actually a gentleman named Ron Fowler, who's not really an alum of San Diego State, but he is a local business person. He is the co-owner of the San Diego Padres baseball club. And if you're a baseball fan, he was just involved in all the labor negotiations and was very happy to see the strike settled. But Ron gave a $25 million gift. And it was a matching gift, and we have more than doubled that in the last 5 years. And these are all monies that go to recruiting faculty, for scholarships, for student programs, all of which allow us to become even better at what we do. Our next slide. Also, if you look at what we focus on in the business school, we like to say engagement, innovation, and impact. We are very engaged with the business community. Every department in the college has an advisory board. As the dean, I have my own advisory board. Our entrepreneurship center, our Center for Advancing Global Business, all have very active advisory boards. And these advisory boards are basically industry people. They are executives, they are retired people, they are current people who really help us in making sure that we have the latest curriculum, giving us advice on what we need to do to stay current and help us stay linked to the business community. What we do a lot is we work on real world experiences. Many of our classes, you work on real world projects. We have a very robust internship program. Many of our students do internships now, a lot of them paid. We found a direct relationship between internships and job placement in the outcome survey that we do every year. And so we are very proud of the fact that we have not only innovative academic programs, but our students get a chance to go out and interact with the business community. And what we like to do, and that third thing, is create what we call career-ready graduates. Our big goal is to say that we're going to be career-ready graduates. Also, we take pride in the fact that we are driving economic development. Now, San Diego State is the university in many ways in the San Diego community. Of course, CSD is here. They don't have an undergraduate business program. USD is in town. Cal State San Marcos, all excellent business schools. But I think everyone would argue San Diego State is the backbone. We have so many alumni from the business school as well as the university. In many ways, San Diego State alumni run San Diego, whether it be in city council, whether it be in various businesses. So we are doing a lot there. Also, a positive impact on society. In today's world, you have to be very cognizant of what you're doing and the impact your programs as a company have. And we have many classes, we have many courses, projects, et cetera, to focus on the societal impact of business practices. And we are very proud of what we are doing in that particular realm. In terms of career readiness, we have our own career management center, which you're going to learn a lot about here in a minute. Our career management center focuses on career readiness and on interns. And when I say we have our own career management center, this isn't for the university. We have a career management center within the Fowler College of Business. The university has its own career services, which our students can use as well. But we have a staff of people dedicated to helping students get internships, help them attend job fairs, interact with employees, resume writing, all kinds of different things. And then the other main thing is our Center for Student Success. Our Center for Student Success offers academic advising from day one. When you come in as a freshman, you can start getting advising help. We have just increased, we more than doubled the number of advisors that we have, and we now have a ratio of about 350 students per advisor, which is right in line with what all quality business schools have. The Center for Student Success offers tutoring services to help students, particularly in some of the quantitative courses that might be more challenging for them. So you can see that there's a lot going on as you go through this hour. You're going to learn a lot more about some of these things that I've talked about. So I am now pleased to turn this over to our director of the Career Management Center, Tina Tan.
All right. Thank you, Dean Belch. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. As mentioned, I am Tina Tan, the director of the Career Management Center in the Fowler College of Business. I have been with the center for over 6 years now, and I started in the center as the career advisor until moving into this director role. I have over 16 years of career counseling experience at higher education institutions, and I am excited to tell you a little bit about the Career Management Center and the services and resources that we offer our business majors. So first and foremost, I truly believe that students come to SDSU and choose a business major because they are really focused, career focused, and they're really making a plan and working on this business major to ultimately get a job after graduation. And the Career Management Center is here to help these business majors reach that goal. As Dean Belch mentioned, SDSU business students are really fortunate because they have two excellent resources for career information and assistance. One is the resources in the University Career Services Office, which they service all of SDSU majors. And then the other resource is the Career Management Center, which I am a part of. Both of these are dedicated resources for career-related programs, information, advice, and support. However, the Career Management Center in the Fowler College of Business is a premier resource that's dedicated exclusively for the business students, where they can get particular advice and experience related to career paths that business students typically pursue. So the Career Management Center, our team, or my team, is here to empower the Fowler students to identify and attain successful and fulfilling business careers. And we do this by offering business-focused resources and experiences so that our students, so we can help our students succeed. And our team also collaborates with employers and the business community so that they can build a presence on campus and facilitate connections with our Fowler students and alumni. We are committed to serving Fowler students and to help them be career ready and for their professional success after graduation. All right. So some of the resources and services that we offer include Handshake, which is our career network web portal, where business majors have 24/7 access to find and apply for internships and jobs. You could also connect, our business students can connect with fellow students, alumni, employers on Handshake. And that's where they would schedule appointments and learn about events and register to attend the events that are hosted through Career Management Center. We also offer one-on-one career advising and career assessments specific to business career paths. We conduct career readiness and professional development workshops and employer information sessions. And we've also developed a career success handbook that's specifically for business majors, which has resources to prepare business majors for internships, jobs, and long-term professional success. We offer extensive on-demand resources that are targeted for business majors, such as major-specific sample resumes, writing materials and guides, sample interview questions that are dedicated to a variety of business career paths, and targeted networking resources for the kind of events that business students may be attending. There is a weekly e-newsletter to update students on our upcoming events and also to inform them of the current internship and job opportunities that are available to them. And then lastly, there is the opportunity to participate in the Aztec Mentor Program, also known as AMP, where students are matched up with a mentor that can help them learn about what it's really like to work in a particular role or a particular industry. The Career Management Center really is the primary resource for all business students, and we encourage them to take advantage of these services and resources starting their first semester at SDSU so that upon graduation, they are career ready. And if you have any further questions, feel free to ask during the Q&A portion. I will still be here to answer those. And so now I'd like to hand the stage over to Sarah Mercado. She is the interim lead advisor in the Center for Student Success in the Fowler College of Business.
Thank you so much, Tina, and welcome everybody. It's great to be with you today. Again, my name is Sarah Mercado. I am the interim lead academic advisor here for our Fowler Center for Student Success. As Dr. Belch mentioned, our center has been growing leaps and bounds lately, and we have a robust team of advisors to help you as you navigate your way through your college experience here at SDSU. But let me talk a little bit more about our different departments and our different resources. So the Fowler College of Business is made up of several departments which offer various majors, specializations, and minors. So first and foremost, we have our Charles W. Lambden School of Accountancy. It is a named School of Accountancy. That's something we're very proud of. The Lambdens have been very big supporters of the Fowler College of Business, and we're very proud of that. Within the School of Accountancy, we have, of course, the accounting major and minor, but we also have a very unique program that we call our BMAC program, or 4+1. Basically, this is an opportunity for our undergraduate accounting students to stay with us an extra year and also earn their master's degree in accounting. This also helps them get to the 150 units needed for CPA licensure. And so for our accounting students, it's a very popular program and just a really great way to get 2 degrees at the same time. In our finance department, we actually have 3 separate majors. We have majors in finance, financial services, and real estate. And we have minors in finance and real estate. In our management department, we offer our management major and minor. And we also offer specializations in human resources as well as entrepreneurship. In our management information systems department, we have our information systems major and minor. Historically, that's been our smallest department, but it's always growing as the importance of the topics and subjects covered under this major just become more and more relevant to our world. We have our marketing department, which has our marketing major and minor, and it also houses 2 of our specializations, our integrated marketing communication specialization and our professional selling and sales management. Lastly, we have our general business major and our business administration minor. That minor is really intended for students outside of business would like to get a little bit more of that business acumen as they go out into the business world potentially, but maybe under a different career path. And with our general business major, it's really nice major because you're going to get a little bit of everything, but you're going to go a little deeper than our other business majors. So all of our business majors, you're going to get a nice core set of foundational information through our core business classes. General business is going to continue that a little deeper in each of the areas. So always a great one to consider. So last fall, we had 6,436 undergraduate business students here in the Fowler College of Business. That is a very large number. It does make us the largest college here at SDSU, at least in terms of amount of students served. But what's so great about our college is despite how large we are, we're very cohesive. So some of our colleges here at SDSU are made up of lots of little minors and different little majors. But here in business, you can see on the screen how many students are in each of them. And because we have this core business curriculum that all of our students take, they take almost identical prep for the major courses. Our advisors then can be cross-trained and really help anybody while still having a caseload of students that they're responsible for. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about the importance of getting involved, whether that be through a student org or perhaps the opportunity to have a global experience or participate in one of our first year classes. So there are lots of reasons we encourage you to do this. We know that students who participate in things outside of the classroom have increased graduation rates. We know that the quality of their learning experience is better. Maybe that's because they're interacting with other students. Maybe it's because it's contextualizing what they're learning. But we also know they're more likely to stay with us and of course graduate on time. And of course, the actual marketable skills that they'll need upon graduation, whether they're going to continue on and pursue graduate school or go right into employment. So some of the examples of the activities I'm referring to or ways a student can get involved include an international experience. And for some of our students that might be studying abroad, whether that's a short-term program or a long-term program. But we've also in recent years really looked at other ways students can gain that global knowledge, even if they don't have the chance to study abroad. We have internships, of course, that Tina talked quite a bit about. But we know that as business students, it's very, very important to have an internship prior to graduation, really start to build that network. And that, again, helps you bring what you're learning in the classroom home and apply it to a job. And then, of course, student organizations, as well as the first year experience, which is BA 100. I'll talk a little bit about BA 100 real quick. It's basically a class we encourage all of our freshmen to take. Most of you, if you'll be joining us in the fall, will be registered in that class. It's a 1-unit. Credit, no credit class. You would take it in fall. Transfer students, we don't currently have one for that because you've already been through part of college, but this is really especially important to building those academic skills, connecting to campus resource. And you're also going to have opportunities to engage in the business community. And of course, importantly, in my heart is get to really connect with your academic advisor. You will all be assigned one, as well as start to understand your career advising resources. So I mentioned studying abroad a little bit and global experiences or international experiences. So our study abroad is back up in the swing of things. We're almost back to pre-pandemic numbers with the amount of students we have studying abroad coming up here in the fall, and that's very exciting. We know that the students who have the opportunity to go abroad, especially if you can make that a little bit more long-term, like a semester-long program, just really develop key global skills that they can take and then apply on the job later in life. And it's also a great way just to build your understanding of the world, be an important and contributing member of society as well. But in addition to studying abroad, I mentioned there's other global education opportunities, especially during the pandemic. They started looking at ways that students could get involved without actually leaving the US. And so if that's something you might be interested in, we do have our international programs office in that our advisors are happy to get you connected with somebody there and start that conversation. Next, I'd like to take a minute to introduce Megan Mahoney. She is president of our College of Business Student Council, and she'll talk a little bit more about our student orgs.
Thank you for the introduction, Sarah. Hi, everyone. My name is Megan Mahoney, and I am a senior here majoring in marketing and minoring in interdisciplinary studies through the Honors College. A little bit about me, I'm from Sacramento, California, but decided to attend SDSU 3 years ago because of the wonderful weather, the amazing business college, and just the endless opportunities SDSU has to offer. I've been involved in a lot of things throughout my college experience. I've been involved in my sorority, Gamma Phi Beta, since freshman year. I've also had the privilege of being an associated student. I founded a business chapter called To Mead. This year, I'm currently the Fowler College of Business Council president. So being involved has very much been a really great part of my college experience. It's been the epitome of it. It's allowed me to form so many great connections, get incredibly great mentors, especially through the business college. I'm forever grateful for that. I'm in my role this year as CBC president. It's really fun because I get to work with business organizations, which I highly encourage current students or incoming students to be a part of. I also get to work with associated students because that's where we get our funding. And lastly, I get to work with the Fowler College of Business staff and faculty to essentially share resources, information, basically anything that I'm pretty much the liaison between all of those entities. So I highly encourage all business students to either get involved with a business organization or with CBC. We have so many different opportunities for students to increase their professional development, make friends, and really just get that professional experience outside the classroom that has had such a good impact on me, and I know a lot of other students. We have a lot of different options. We currently have 22 business organizations you could join, but we're adding another one this semester, which is really exciting for graduate students. But as you can see, there's so many options. There's Delta Sigma Pi, like kind of the more Greek focused business organizations. You've got the Black Business Society. There's one that's focused on the environment. And we've just added another one called Business for Social Good. There's some focused in accounting or finance or marketing. So we really have it all in entrepreneurship. So it's been a great privilege to be the business council president this year. And I highly encourage everyone who is a student to get involved.
Thank you so much, Megan. It's always wonderful to hear directly from our students. But Megan, you're really exceptional. So thanks for joining us today. I want to switch gears now and talk a little bit more about our Fowler Center for Student Success and the different major advisors that are here for you to support you, whether it's choosing classes or getting connected to resources or just turning to somebody when you're not sure where to go next. So on the screen, you can see all of the wonderful folks I get to work with here in the Fowler Center for Student Success. These are all our various major advisors, and they all have a caseload of students. So you will be automatically assigned a major advisor. If you start with us here at SDSU, based on the major that you're in and your last name. Most of our majors have multiple advisors so that we can, as Dr. Belch mentioned, get those ratios down, because we know the smaller our caseloads are, the more time we have to spend with each of our students. I'm calling them major advisors, but we're really so much more. Your advisor is here to help you pick classes, to talk about what class might help you if you're thinking about getting an internship or moving in that direction. We'll also be able to help explain, like, okay, all business majors take these classes. Let's talk a little bit more about how this might help you decide which major is right for you. If you know you want to be in business, but you're not sure which one, that's okay. That's why we're here, and we're here for you. We do encourage you to visit us at least once per semester because I have found that students who do that, they don't end up taking classes they don't need. They end up graduating on time and in general have a better experience. And then lastly, you can see our website address there on the screen. There'll be that information coming up again, but that's a great way to kind of get a better sense of who we are. All right, so let's kind of talk about the structure of being in a pre-major, getting what you need to done, and then moving into the upper division major. So at SDSU, we use pre-majors across campus, not just business, to really help students focus in on completing certain major prep, making sure it's the right major for them. And then also, of course, you have to get a certain GPA to join us here in the Fowler College of Business. That's true actually for a lot of the schools on campus, a lot of the different departments, but we pride ourselves on the quality of our courses and our degree. And so we do want to make sure students we admit into the upper division major are able to handle the level of work that will be given to them. So your goal as a pre-business major, and you'll work with your advisor on this, would be to get through all of that, prep for the major courses, maintain a 2.9 or higher GPA, get 60 units or more completed so that you are on track to declare upper division. Next slide, Emma, please. So what does that look like? So this is a good sample schedule for a first-time freshman. For our transfer students, just keep in mind, you probably have done all of this at a community college. And if you haven't, it's a great time to start working on those. So for example, in fall of 22, you can see the classes in red there. Those are your prep for the major classes. And they are purposefully spread out over the 4 semesters you are in the pre-major status. They are paired alongside with GEs in an order that makes sense for you to be successful. Again, this gives you the opportunity to start to build that foundational business knowledge you need to be successful once you get into the upper division major. But it also allows you the opportunity to really get a sense of some of our different majors. So for example, an accounting major will actually take accounting 201 and 202, but so will all of our other business majors. And so that means if you didn't know you liked accounting, this might be a great time to find that out. Or it might be a great time to realize that that might not be the right path for you. and then get to really pick a different major as you move forward into your upper division classes. Next slide, please. So for transfer students, and as you get into your junior year, there are definitely certain classes we want you to start with, depending on what major you're in. The nice thing is that for some of our majors, let's take, for example, finance and management and marketing, those first classes that we recommend you take is required for all of our majors. So if you take it and you realize, oh, I think I want to do something else, or, oh, I really love it, it's just one more way to affirm that, you know, you're in the right major, or you can still have time to make changes. For accounting, real estate, and information systems, there are some specific courses we'd like you to start with. But for all of these, you're pairing these with other core business classes. So that just means that in your first semester of upper division work, you're really going to be introduced to lots of different areas within business, so that you have that strong business foundational knowledge. In that first semester, you do take about 14 units if you're hoping to be done in 2 years and not take summer. But again, that's what our academic advisors are for, to help you really customize your time here, your roadmap, so that it is in line with your goals. Next slide, please. There are lots of resources here at SDSU and within Fowler to help you be successful, because we recognize that college is a big step up from high school. The level of responsibility, the amount of material, the complexity of that material definitely grows quite a bit. But we know that you can be successful, and we're here to help make sure that happens. So here at SDSU, we do have a writing center, a math and learning center. We specifically within the Fowler College of Business offer tutoring for all of our prep for the major classes, as well as all of our business core classes, because we know that it doesn't just stop right after your first couple of years, that guidance is still needed as you move into your upper division classes. Professors hold office hours, which that's always been something that they've held, but we like to reiterate that again and again, because I think they're one thing that's underutilized by students. Get to know your professors, go to their office hours, have a conversation with them. You don't have a question about the material? Go say hi. They love when students come in, ask them questions, and get to know them a little bit better. And then, of course, don't forget to form those study groups, because sometimes you get a lot out of your professor's office hours, but it's in the practice and the conversation and the time that you put in with other classmates that material really solidifies and you're able to be successful.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Yes, we'll go into the next slide, which is entering into Q&A. So I wanted to introduce to you all Heather LaPearl, who will be your Q&A moderator. Add a spotlight for her. Please use the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. We have plenty of time to answer your questions, and we will get things going. Heather, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Heather LaPearl, and I am a proud double alumna from SDSU, and I'm so happy to welcome you all today. I have worked on campus for 15 years, and we look forward to welcoming you. So what I'm going to go over today is the questions. We've already had a couple of really great questions. I've been answering some, but I have a few that I'm actually going to direct to a few of our panelists. So the first one, I'm going to have Megan. This one is for you, which is, you talked a lot about the organizations. Thank you so much. To clarify, how and or when would we join as a student the student organizations such as a marketing association or finance association, and how do you recommend students go about that when they first get to SDSU?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, actually, we as a the council put on a business organization expo at the beginning of every semester to kind of act as like a networking opportunity for students who want to join these business organizations. It's also a recruiting opportunity for these business organizations. Most of them recruit both semesters, fall and spring at the beginning, and all of them do it differently. So my advice to anyone wanting to explore the options, and if they kind of have a good idea of what they want to join, maybe check out that organization's website or social media. Don't be afraid to DM them. They might not respond right away. Some of them are a little more active than others, but that's a way to reach out to them. You can also, their contact information is probably on their website, but most of them are pretty good about like telling everyone when their recruitment process is, what it's like, and most of the information will be online for them. But if you want to join CBC, we actually have elections coming up in April, and you can also just attend any of our meetings because they're public. So does that answer the question? Did I miss anything?
Sorry, I'm muted, and sorry, my lights went out in the office, so I was in the dark for a second. I apologize, everyone. Yes, Megan, I do believe that answered the question. Thank you so much. My next question is going to be for Sarah. We've had a couple different questions around how to change a major, if I'm going to change my major when I first come in, from what I've been admitted as, but also once I'm in the program, how could I go about, and is it difficult to change a major?
Thank you, Heather. So it's definitely possible to change your major, whether that's as a first-time freshman or a transfer student. But there are some rules as you start here at SDSU. So you are admitted under a particular major. The nice thing is, especially as a freshman, you have about 2 years where you're taking essentially the same classes as you would for any of the business majors. But just the soonest you could potentially change it would be after our census deadline, which is basically like middle of the second full month. So like middle of September, for example, in the fall would be the official time that you could change it. And then for transfer students, same idea, you're admitted under a particular major, but you have that set of core business classes to complete. In either situation, I encourage you to reach out to the major advisor that you're wishing to move into, or your current assigned advisor. All of us are cross-trained within the different business disciplines to help you do that. But as with freshmen, transfer students also have to wait until after the census deadline. So I would say, yes, you can definitely change your major. You still have to meet all of our impaction criteria, which is 60 units earned, a 2.9 overall GPA, and completion of all of those prep for the major classes when we're talking about changing your major at the upper division level. So after those first couple of years.
Thank you, Sarah. Tina, this is a question for you, and Dean Belch and Sarah may also want to chime in, but we are getting questions around the International Business Program. Specifically for you, Tina, do students have access to career advising resources at Fowler if they're within that program? And then also the question is, that it's housed in a different college. And so if anyone wants to speak to that as well.
I'll go ahead and answer that first portion. The international business students, they do have someone in their office that helps them with some career advising and their internship search. We do offer in the Career Management Center, if international business students reach out to us for assistance, we will help them.
Then let me address regarding the IB program being in another college. Yes, it is housed in the College of Arts and Letters, and you actually graduate from the College of Arts and Letters, but it is a joint program where students take a lot of their courses in arts and letters. There's a language requirement, there's a study abroad requirement, but we do have a designated set of courses within the business school that the IB students take as well. So there's a lot of interaction with the IB students, with the College of Business, not only through the courses, but through other activities that they can become involved with.
And then lastly, I would just add to that, that they do have their own set of advisors who will help you. So you will actually get your advising through the International Business Programs Office, but one of the advisors actually came from Fowler. So they're all really wonderful folks to work with. So I think even if you're doing our international business program, you will be well supported.
If I could add one quick thing, San Diego State is one of the leading schools in the country for study abroad. Now, obviously, the last few years, that's been somewhat difficult with the COVID situation. And now, of course, we have the problems in Europe right now that could impact that. But in normal times, not only is the San Diego State one of the leading schools in the country for study abroad, Fowler College of Business is probably one of the leading colleges, as is the International Business Program, for having students study abroad. So if that's of interest to you, we work very closely with students who want to do that.
Along the same lines of having, cross programs that we work with, music entrepreneurship and business major, we had a question about that program. But I also just wanted to have it address as far as, minors and, how students can take courses that are within entrepreneurship that maybe aren't that major.
Yeah, so I'll be happy to speak a little bit more about like how majoring and minoring works. Having a minor is really great. And I think it's a nice way to round out your education, whether that means you are focused on music and you do an entrepreneurship minor, excuse me, or the other way around. Maybe you're majoring in entrepreneurship and you have a minor in music. It's one of the great things about such a large institution is you really have the opportunity to make the educational experience your own. So you can decide what you want to get out of it. Now, of course, there are requirements for every major and minor, certain criteria you have to meet and certain classes you have to take. But by reaching out, whether to your major advisor here in the Fowler College of Business or to another department, what you might be interested in, they're going to provide you with that information. Like, what do I need to do to actually make this happen? What classes am I going to take? What am I going to get out of it? If I minor in business, what does that look like? What does that really mean for me? So I would definitely encourage all of you to be open as you start here and do that exploration either now, like by going online, calling some offices, maybe sending a couple emails, or once you're here and you start taking classes.
Thank you, Sarah. I do want to just let everyone know, because I've gotten several questions about recording. We will be sharing this on the Fowler College of Business YouTube channel, but I've also been told by admissions that all recordings will be shared after the event on their website and through the Explore app. Our next question I wanted to pose to any of the panelists, but Megan wanted to also have you give your opinion as a student or getting questions about the honors program. What is available specifically to business students? And then there was a question about honors housing, but I also didn't know, Megan, if you had just experienced housing and maybe wanted to explain how you felt that was for you as a business student.
Yeah, so when I was a freshman, I lived in Zura on the honors floor and loved it. The reason I joined the honors college was because I remember I wanted to live in Zura and I just thought it sounded really cool. And if I had to offer any advice for people thinking to join the honors college, it's open to all majors. And I'm extremely glad I did it. It's not for like everyone. If you feel that you want a minor that's more specific to something you're interested in, then maybe it's a smarter decision to pursue that. But for me, the honors college really made sense because it kind of kept me in love with school. So I love school, and with the honors interdisciplinary minor, it basically means like a little bit of everything. And so my favorite classes, the most interesting classes, some of them have been in the honors college, and it just kind of balanced out my schedule with like, the more rigorous business classes, and balancing it out with like something interesting like exercise nutrition, or right now I'm taking a class on piracy, which is super interesting. So it's just kind of kept me in love with school. I highly recommend it if you have like you want like the extra units. For me, I didn't want to graduate a semester early, and so like the honors college was a perfect way to stay in love with school, stay an extra semester, and live in Zura my freshman year.
Thank you, Megan, so much for sharing that. I think I'll just add from a standpoint of like, well, how do I do that? It is actually a program, and you do minor, as Megan was saying, in the interdisciplinary studies area, specifically under the honors college. So you aren't officially like getting a minor through Fowler in that case, but it is a really great program depending on what works best for you, and it's definitely something to consider, as Megan said, again, to kind of round out your education.
Thank you. Tina, we've been getting questions about internships, and I know you kind of have addressed it, but do you want to talk a little bit about maybe, timing of internships and resources, and also how to prep, like what's available for students as far as prepping for getting an internship?
Sure. So internships are great, right? And we encourage internships because that's the way you're going to get experience. It's also going to help you to realize what exactly you like to do. It gives you an opportunity to test different things out. So with an internship, you'll learn whether or not you do want to do a particular role or you don't want to do a particular role. So that's the beauty of an internship. It's kind of trying things out. I would say if you have an opportunity to get an internship, say your sophomore year, you're ready to get an internship, come visit the Career Management Center. We can help you find opportunities. Like I said, students do get weekly email updates that list internship and job opportunities, current internships, and we can help you locate one that you want to try. Timing, I mean, the best time, most students typically will look for a summer internship, but many students will do an internship, part-time internship during the semester. It really just depends on what your school schedule allows you to do. I did see a question in the chat asking like, what would be an example of an entrepreneur internship? So an example for something like that would be look for an internship that is at a startup company, because startups are a great place to learn about the business, the ropes from future entrepreneurship. So that would be an example, a small bit, you'll learn how a small business operates and how, especially if you're going to have your own company, that's a great way to get your feet wet about how to run your own business. So.
If I can add a real quick thing as well, we have an entrepreneurship center in the Fowler College of Business, and they have their own internship program, Lab and Entrepreneurs, and they work on placing students with startup companies, basically. So there's a great opportunity there if you're interested in entrepreneurship and getting engaged with them.
Great. Thank you both. Megan, have you had an internship or any kind of work experience that you would consider internship based that you could just real briefly tell us, your opinion on how?
Yeah, so I've had several internships throughout college. I would say probably my most favorite internship was actually with the Fowler College of Business marketing team. I did that last year from June 2020 to May 2021, and I found that opportunity through Handshake. I also found my current internship, which I also really, oh, thank you, Hema. She said nice thing in the chat. But I also found my current internship through StratCom, also through Handshake. So I think I also forgot a great resource for us students with internships and jobs is through Handshake. It's the best. That's how I found my perfect fit internship / jobs. And other than that, like outside of, I've had an internship through a company local in San Diego, and I found that I think also through Handshake, but maybe applied externally. But yeah, and whether it's Handshake or the Career Management Center or Career Services, every SDSU student has so many resources available to get internships. And even if you don't find something that is best suited for you in those areas, like if you find something externally, like on LinkedIn, say, like for example, there's so many people wanting to help you succeed with your resume, your interview prep, just the application itself. So I would say go for any internship that kind of piques your interest.
Thank you, Megan. And I just want to clarify, because I know sometimes as SDSU students, staff, and faculty, we can talk in acronyms or things that we know. So StratCom is actually a department, an entity on campus. And so I think you bring up a great point, Megan, that you can also find internship opportunities on campus as well as off campus. So thank you for sharing that. Sarah, I want to have you address, we've had a couple of questions around students coming in, I'm going to give you a two-part question. Transfer student, why am I pre-major even though I've met all the impaction? And then back to if I want to declare the major, just to reiterate, because we have some people who have been undecided or undeclared as an admit. So if you could just tell us a little bit about those.
Definitely. So for our transfer students, you may notice that, hey, I've been admitted, but it says pre-business and I finished everything, or I'm finishing those things right now. Usually it's the second thing, that you might be enrolled in some of your last prep for the major classes this semester. But in general, all students are admitted as pre-business, whether they're transfer or freshmen. And then as we get closer to your time for registration, evaluations, our office here on campus goes through carefully your transcripts, everything you've submitted to that point, like once final grades are in after spring, to confirm that you're ready to move into the upper division major. But if you have been admitted at this point and you're planning to come to SDSU, you can reach out to your major advisor if you're worried. They won't have the full access at this point in time to like a degree evaluation, which is just a tool we use to see where you're at with all of your classes. But they can definitely talk through, what is the prep for the major? Do you think you've taken those classes? Do you have 60 units? Where's your GPA sitting at? Because you do have to have the 2.9, you have to have 60 units earned, and you have to have a C or better in all of your prep classes. So a major advisor is going to be the best person to talk to. So one of the folks from my team. And then as to being admitted as undecided or undeclared, I'm not sure like how I would even declare a business major. It's another great time to reach out to those academic or major advisors. You'll find all of that information on our website, but I usually just Google things like SDSU Fowler undergraduate advising, something like that will usually get you to our page pretty quickly. And then just send an email to your advisor once you're ready to change. Now, keep in mind, and this is important, if you're starting with us and you're brand new and you're wanting to declare your major, again, you cannot do that until after census, which is going to be mid-September. So if you're looking to officially change your major, that's going to be a little bit longer. But you can definitely speak with an advisor to make sure you're taking the right classes, because you're going to obviously register before the middle of September. You're going to be in classes for almost a month by that point. So we do want to make sure that from day one, you're taking the right classes so that you can graduate in a timely fashion.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I want to address one question that came in. We did mention about study abroad global programs. A great question came in and around the internships, doing internships abroad. And I think this is also a great time for us to talk about how our office works with the Office of the Fowler Center for Student Success works with international programs. Sarah, if you want to address that. And internships abroad are possible, but Sarah will explain a little more.
Yes, so we work closely with our international programs office. So actually one of the staff there, two of the staff come to our weekly staff meetings because we recognize that studying abroad is not something that happens in a bubble. You don't just wake up one day and decide that's what you'd like to do and go to one place for all of the answers. You're going to probably start by having a conversation with your academic advisor, somebody like myself or one of the other members of our team, to start thinking about when that might happen and what that might look like. And then we are going to gracefully hand you off to get additional help and advice to our team over in our international office, because they are the experts of what studying abroad really looks like. And so it is definitely a joint effort to make sure you're getting all the information you need. So if it's an academic program that you're doing abroad, we want to make sure, of course, the classes you're taking are going to help you get closer to graduation, so you stay on track with that. But if you're seeking an internship, I did hear that they are definitely, that's certainly a possibility, and they are actually working on a more formalized program for that coming up soon. So especially for our freshman students, you certainly have time to kind of work that out. Transfer students, you do have a little bit less time to make that work, but it can definitely still be a possibility. So the first step in that is talking to your advisors. You're starting to plan out classes. Make sure you share with them all of your goals for your time here at SDSU, or ask them, I'm thinking about this. Is this a possibility? And they'll start to give you some feedback and get you connected with the right people as well.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate that. We are coming up right on time. Before I hand it over, I just wanted to give any of our panelists the last chance. Did anyone else have anything they just wanted to share? I wanted to add just that we look forward to seeing all of you at orientation. Really important to register. My two favorite days of the year are orientation days and commencement. So the beginning and the end of all of you, and any of you general biz students, I look forward to advising you.
So thank you so much, Heather. I know I just saw a question come through about connecting with the advisor. So resources page, take a photo, screenshot. These are some places that you can go. Our advisor page is business.sdsu.edu. The short link is FCSS for Fowler Center for Student Success. And the career management page is business.sdsu/career. So as mentioned, always accessible on social media. If you all have questions, you can DM us, and then we can send you in the right direction as well, and just our general website there. So take a screenshot as mentioned. Before we wrap up, I know you all have other programs to go to. I wanted to send it back to Dean Belch for any final thoughts.
Well, we look forward to seeing all of you. We hope at San Diego State in the fall and in the Fowler College of Business. As you can see from today's presentation, there is a lot going on in the college. There's a lot that we do to help you from an advising perspective. There's a lot that we do in terms of career readiness and helping you find that job. So you have the opportunity to attend one of the top business schools in the country. It's competitive, but anyone who's met the admission requirements clearly can succeed. So we hope we get to see you in the fall, and enjoy the rest of your high school career. Keep the grades up, and we'll look forward to seeing you.